Why is your life a never-ending soap? Why is it not a romantic comedy but a depressing arthouse film? Why do you feel stuck in a trope? Are you even real or fiction by some writer scribbling with his tongue and crayons out? Hi, I am Sudhish, Kamath, and mid is the new normal. This week on FOMO Fix, we're going to be looking at the two new releases, a look at two misfits fighting for their place, Dhanush's Kubera versus Aamir Khan's Sitaare Zameen Par, the clash of the big two at the box office. Or should we say the mid two. I also have the heads up on three meta story titles. Celine Song's Materialists is a romantic comedy set in the backdrop of your bank balance, of what you can afford and what you can deliver. Samantha's debut production Subham is about a neighborhood haunted by dead grannies who possess new brides to resume their soap watching habits. And Devil's Double Next Level, where a YouTuber finds himself trapped in a horror movie that he must outsmart and survive with all the cliches he knows from the genre. Let's roll. We all want misfits to win and had pinned our hopes on the two big releases of the week. Sitaare Zameen Par, where Aamir Khan returns to the movies to be schooled on what's normal, and Shekhar Kamula's Kubera, where Dhanush takes 3 hours to go from rags to riches in a mass movie. Usually it's done over the course of a song overnight. So how did they do? Aamir Khan makes amends for going simple Jack from Tropic Thunder and Lal Singh Chaddha with a sensitivity training workshop movie that he could have done with before acting in Lal Singh Chaddha. Sitaare Zameen Par is such a sweet film that without the sour, salt or spice, it feels like a clean, well-meaning school play where moral instructions are spelled out beforehand, especially by the teacher introducing the subject. Or in this case, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's quote on inclusivity that was asked to be included at the beginning of the film. While the actors are all consistently good and the portrayals feel authentic and real world, Aamir's own pitch constantly reminds us that he's acting in a Bollywood film. And this sticks out because there's nothing else Bollywood about this one. Like he's the only one in method acting class while everyone else is just there for the snacks. We get introduced to a team full of quirks and the jokes are all iterations of the same joke. This kid is cute because he zones out. This kid is cute because he wears a helmet because he's afraid something's going to fall on him and a tube light almost does. And this kid is cute because just look at him, he's cute. By the time we meet the 9th one, I was half expecting Professor X to show up and start a school. So yes, we meet 9 kids, their kind, wise principal, his sweet wife who still loves him, all such nice people from Rajkumar Hirani words, giving juppies and the world is all kittens and puppies. The stakes are non-existent, the doses of feel good and Aamir Khan shrugging at the antics of the kids at heart get repetitive after a while in the absence of any real threat or problem. We know we are in a safe space right from the beginning, and this safe space feels like a PSA after a while where different speakers are going to educate us and Aamir on the science and sensitivity about mental disorders. Everyone is so kind and nice and woke in this sketch stretched to feature length where the intent of the play is to simply school the coach, so that he can predictably go from they so weird to me so weird to we all so weird. We already got that from the trailer. Even Aamir's character, who's supposed to be unlikable and smug, helps himself to empathy. Even his broken marriage seems to be in the safe, hopeful hands of storyteller R.S. Prasanna. Genelia Deshmukh in an extended cameo is a delight though, especially in a scene where the couple bickers over gifting money to the same couple twice. We could have done with more such detailed drama and conflict. Now I'm sure there's a huge audience for such clean, sweet and nice movies that cannot hurt a feeling, but they weren't found on opening day. If only it came out on OTT. But that's not happening because Aamir Khan says that this movie will play in theatres for the next few weeks. So decide what you want to do with it. Dhanush goes from prey to predator, rags to riches, getting kicked to kicking it in Shekhar Kamula's mass light movie that insists on the arc of an epic with the bare minimum of drama. The grit getting in the way of scale and realism shortchanging the joys of cinema. The transformation's got to be dramatic, not this realistic also. There are many cool characters and ideas in this film that tries to document how the rich wash their money with the blood of the poor. Like a procedural occasionally remembering that it's a mass movie with the singing, dancing, fighting and the punchlines. Trying to pack it all in, the film stumbles for pace all through the mid-sections and it's a long wait for the underdog to fight back with very little catharsis. So my verdict in the battle of two mid-movies, Kubera probably edges out Sitaare Zameen Par by a small margin. But then Sitaare Zameen Par does not believe in winning. Except hearts, of course. Celine Song's romantic comedy Materialists is understandably getting polarizing reactions from the audience. So real and savage, it slaps the romance from her senses before offering a warm shoulder. Shonali Mudulali, my rich, privileged editor friend who also demanded that she be described as beautiful, but that's debatable, felt that she was robbed of her fantasy. Isn't the fantasy the reason we go to the movies? Yes, of course, but this story has been done before and better. 3 decades ago, by a 22-year-old screenwriter, Helen Childress, whose script Reality Bites convinced her friend Winona Ryder to hire her 2 friends, 2 guys named Ben Stiller and Ethan Hawke, to direct and act in the movie. 30 years later, Reality Bites still holds up, and how? As a sharper articulation of the ideas behind Materialists, with lighter writing filled with genuine ache and longing in the winter of our discontent. Ethan Hawke channeling Jesse even before he became Jesse from Linklater's Before trilogy. The Materialists does have its merits. The cast is easy on the eyes. Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal. Occasionally there's a good line. When you're lost, just go where love is. Cute, but try this one from Reality Bites. A couple of smokes, a cup of coffee and conversation. You, me and $5. Reality Bites 100, The Materialists 1. That's the math. Santanam's follow-up to DD Returns, Devil's Double Next Level, now streaming on Z5, has such a fun premise. YouTube critics are targeted by a ghost of a dead producer and trapped in a horror film that they must survive. Though it has a potential for 1,000 jokes, the movie settles for the bare minimum. Yes, it cracks you up every now and then, saving the punchline for the end. How do you get out of a bad franchise? Don't kill the villain, kill the hero, kill the star. 5 points for messaging, 3 for the movie. In Subham, the laughs come from men who are trying to shoot the alternative version of a never-ending soap. One with an ending that can finally provide closure to dead grannies who have possessed their new brides to catch up on their favorite soap. While figuring out what ending would make women happy, the men also become better humans and better husbands. Subham is less of a horror film but works as a smart ode to the power of movies. Like Be Kind Rewind, where the guys running a video store shoot their own versions of their favorite films. Subham is now streaming on Disney Hotstar. So getting lost in a movie could be a holiday, it could be a vacation, it could be a nightmare or a PSA. Choose wisely. Until next week, this is Sudhish Kamath signing off from FOMO Fix from my home studio for The Hindu. Goodbye.